Hey guys, and thanks for joining me for another video today. So a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago actually, I put up on my social media accounts asking if anyone had any Pokemon questions or any questions in general for me. And I got several questions that came in. So I'm going to be answering those. But I thought it would be fun to not just answer the questions, but also be doing it while opening up some Pokemon cards. So we're going to crack open this tin in particular, because if you saw our the video that Celeste and I did not too long ago, which as a side note, yes, this is just going to be me today, no Celeste. I know you guys love her, but she's taking a nap, and I thought it would be easier to answer these questions without her here. We will record another video with her a different time though. But yeah, this tin was much better than the recent one that just came out. And so I'm just curious, like, is this tin a more superior, like for sure? And so we're going to crack this open. See if it's better, because I see these all the time in stores, and maybe this is just a better buy than what recently came out. So let me crack this open and we'll see and answer some questions. All right, so we're not going to concern ourselves with the contents other than, we do get these sweet hollows. And then, okay, let's see. So yeah, we got a Unified Minds, Burning Shadows, Evolutions, and Sword and Shield, 2 Sword and Shields. Okay. Interesting. The other tin came with a Cosmic Eclipse. I mean, Unified Minds is still good, but I prefer Cosmic. But let's see what we get. Here's his code for anyone who's interested. All right, but let's get into some questions. And let's see, let's start with Sword and Shield first. All right, so first question is, let me get this open first. What set, card, or generation do you dislike the most, and why? I don't think I dislike any generation or any card in particular. I'm sure if I thought about it, I might be able to think of a card I dislike, or maybe a Pokemon, but I'm definitely not a fan of Steam Siege. Steam Siege just is not the greatest. Dreadnought. Plus you get it in everything. It's like Pokemon can't give away Steam Siege. Like they throw it in like almost every single product that they can. Because it's not a very popular set. And so, there's not really anything good in that set. There's a few good cards, but nothing really exciting. Although, as a side note, I don't like Steam Siege. Most people don't like Steam Siege. And what I think is interesting about that is that when something is disliked that much, hey, here we go, Sable IV. All right, I'll take that. But yeah, with it being so unpopular, like people just don't really collect it, I low-key could think that Steam Siege potentially could be much more valuable in the future than people realize. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be like a $100,000 booster box or anything like that, but just more valuable than people might give it credit for, simply because people don't like collecting it. People just give their Steam Siege cards to their kids or to the neighborhood, the neighborhood kids and whatnot. And so, Lowland Vulpix, I have to give that to Goose. And so, yeah, I definitely could see it just becoming much more valuable in the future because so many people don't collect it. And if we look at the past, that's what has happened to a couple of different sets that Pokemon has released. Way back in the day, people didn't like certain sets. No one collected it. No one really did much with it. And so because of that, it became more valuable because there's very few of certain sets, or there's less cards in certain sets that are in really good condition. And so, yeah, Steam Siege, not my favorite, but I think it might low-key be better, be more valuable in the future than perhaps we give it credit for at the current time. Do reprints hurt the hobby or help it? That's when I'm holding XY Evolutions. which has been reprinted several times. In my opinion, as far as the hobby is concerned, I think reprints are really good for it because, if you're just a collector, it just lets you, it's just that much more opportunity. Wait, X, Y, so 3 cards. It's just that much more opportunity for you to get the card that you want. And so, I think reprints are good for the hobby itself, for collectors. If you are investing, that's when it can potentially hurt you. Caterpie and Dugtrio. Because if you are banking on, let's say, Hidden Fates, for example, and Pokemon has now reprinted that set several times, and they're going to reprint it again. We got more reprints coming, and end of the year, beginning of next year. That's going to hurt you if you're planning on selling your product, your Hidden Fates product. Now, that's going to hurt you short term. I mean, there are lots of people who try to flip new product really quickly. We see that with Champion's Path, but I think short term it can hurt you, but I think long term it has a very minimal effect, because here's why. I've heard both sides, like, hey, you should invest in modern stuff, and people saying no, don't invest in modern stuff. And I can see where both parties are coming from. But again, if you're looking at the data, if you're looking at everything as a whole, modern sets, good modern sets, are better investments than I think most people realize. I'm not saying that they're necessarily going to become, a $300,000 booster box or anything like that. But let's take again Hidden Fates, for example. Let's say Hidden Fates gets reprinted 3, 4, 5 more times. Okay, so anytime that a set is reprinted, you have more supply, which is going to affect the price of something, because supply and demand. The more that something is available, the less valuable it becomes. Pokemon over the last 2 decades, over the last 25 years, has now it's had periods of slower growth, but it has overall been growing and growing and growing. Its fan base has been growing. Probably every single day you have new people joining the hobby. And I'm not just talking about 90s kids. I'm talking about 9-year-olds. I'm talking about 7-year-olds starting to watch the show, starting to play the game. And so you have more and more people getting into Pokemon. And so even if Hidden Fates gets reprinted several more times, that's going, like, short term, if the demand is right here and the supply goes right here, then that, of course, that's going to affect the price of it. But what about in 25 years when the supply is still here because they reprinted it only so much, but then you have even more fans, even more collectors, even more investors in the future? And so even though the supply is still right here, it's not going to be at the same level per se as like a base set or legendary collection and all that stuff. But if you have so many more people in the hobby, then this set, Hidden Fates, is still going to be quite valuable in the future if you're thinking long term, and if Pokemon continues its trend of just having more and more people joining the hobby. And again, this trend has been happening for the last 2 decades. I'm not just talking about what's happened the last 6 months. That's been a huge boom in Pokemon. But even before then, Pokemon was steadily just increasing in the amount of people joining the hobby, enjoying Pokemon. And so, I think short term, it definitely affects your investment. Long term, as of right now, I honestly, it's something like Hidden Fates, I think, is a very, very good long-term bet. What's my favorite rarity? It's funny because back in the day we only had rare and holo rare. But probably as of right now, even though I have not actually pulled a full art version yet, I'm a fan of the shiny Pokemon. I have not opened up very many Hidden Fates product, but I'm a fan. I'm going to go with that. The Shinings. Let's see. Who's the best Pokemon starter of all time? I mean, I'm going to go with Bulbasaur. Just because that was always my guy. That was always my guy. And so, yeah, there might be other ones that are stronger or you might consider better. But for me, I just love Bulbasaur. Hey, Pikachu. And hey, that's not a bad pull whatsoever. Latios GX from Unified Minds. Let's go. Man, I don't even think I've seen this card before. That is a sweet, sweet card. Sweet, sweet pull. Not PSA 10, but it's very strong 9. That is a sweet card. All right, guys. Okay, real quick. I got more questions to answer, but these were our only 2 real pulls from that tin. So maybe it's better. We didn't get anything from the most recent tin that came out. But I still have more questions to answer, and I ran out of packs. Should I go get more packs? Okay, I totally got some more packs. So what we're going to do, because I've been wanting to open this up, we're going to crack open this Marnie box and open up some Champions Path. And if we need more packs, I have some more Unified Minds. So yeah, let's make this a good video. Let's get some good stuff. All right, it does come with this sweet playmat that I'm not going to open up at this moment because I'm already making a mess right here. Here you go, whoever wants that code card. Real quick, you got these sweet pins that come with it. Really cool. And these, if I can get them out. I'll pull these out later. But these are promos, right? Yeah, these 2 promos. And guys, I kind of do want to open up Unified Minds, so we might go some Champions Path and Unified Minds and see what we get. Okay, continue on with the questions, though. We have, what is your favorite vintage set? Ooh, okay, let's do Unified Minds. Vintage set. Gosh, there's so many good ones. Probably either maybe Gym Challenge or Gym Heroes. I also really like Team Rocket. there's quite a few. I think I'm going to go with Gym Challenge. I think Gym Challenge is my favorite. And then let's see, my favorite classic set, so like from 2005 2013, to be honest, I am not too hey, a Sneasel GX. Okay, all right, I'll take that. Not the most valuable card in the set, but still, that's a hit. I will take that. Oh, all right, let's do some Champions Path. I honestly have not really done much with, I guess, what you'd call classic sets, and so I don't feel like I can adequately be like I enjoy this set over the other one for when it comes to them. It comes to that era of Pokemon. Favorite modern is probably by far Cosmic Eclipse. It's just such a fun set. So many cool cards in there. And I am excited that they supposedly might be reprinting it next year. And I want to get my hands on a whole lot more to open. Altaria. Let's put you right here. Insights on investing in individual cards versus sealed boxes. So if you're asking which one is better, I think generally speaking, individual cards would be better, in my opinion, just because, I mean, the current value of a first edition base set booster, if I remember correctly from the latest stuff, is Gosh, what does it sell for? I think was it like 350,000? I think is what it sold for. And a first edition PSA 10 base set Charizard. I'll do some Unified Minds. Sold recently, I think, for 300,000 or a little over 300. And so, even though the booster box might be technically worth more, that came from one card. Like one card is worth about $300,000. And so, if you were to invest, hold on.
This one Rocky helmet.
Oh yeah, is that for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Celeste gave me a Rocky helmet. She wasn't supposed to make an appearance in this video. Okay, Goose, can you go back and take your nap?
Okay.
We're going to open more cards later. All right. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to do a video with her afterwards. Alolan Marowak. What was I even saying? What were we talking about? Oh, individual cards versus sealed boxes. I think you're better off if you're talking about which one will be more valuable in the future. I think individual cards. I think in general individual cards are worth more and you can get a lot more. You can buy a lot more individual cards at a lower price when it's cheaper versus just trying to put all your eggs in just a booster box. Now, if you can, I'd do both. I'd get both boxes and individual cards. But yeah, that's my thought on that. What else we got? Favorite Pokemon trainer first edition. First generation, excuse me. I'm going to go with Sabrina if we're talking about gym leaders. Yeah, because we're talking about Pokemon trainer? It's in like trainer, or are we talking about trainer cards? I'm going to assume you meant like trainer, like gym leaders and whatnot. So I'm going to go, with Sabrina. Sabrina was always so hard for me to beat in the game when I was a kid, and so I have a lot of respect for Sabrina. All right, favorite party of 6 Pokemon second gen games. That's pretty easy. Houndoom, Dragonite. Hey, here we go. Gardevoir V. I was wondering if we were going to get anything from Champion's Path. Actually, I have not pulled this card yet. Okay, but Houndoom, Dragonite, Ampharos, Lugia. Let's see, that's 4. Scyther, and then let's see, I need a 6th one. Probably Typhlosion to have, a fire type in there. But yeah, that was pretty much my go-to peeps, in the second generation games. Houndoom, man, I love me a Houndoom. A good Houndoom card. I need one in my life. Professor's Research. Okay, Champion's Path, you gotta bring something better than what you're bringing. Okay. Where'd my questions go? Describe the hobby in 3 words. Super duper fun. Honestly, I love this hobby. It is so much fun. It can be frustrating at times when you're paying so much money and you're not really finding anything decently good. And, hey, there you go, Gardevoir V full art to go with my Gardevoir V that I pulled earlier. All right, I will take that. There we go, Champion's Path. This is probably the best card we will get in here. I still got 2 more packs. But there you go. That's a sweet, pretty sweet card. All right, I am much more happy with that. With opening up these packs. Okay, let's get last Unified Minds, and then finish up with some more Champions Path. If Pokemon was still in the hands of Wizards of the Coast, or excuse me, would Pokemon be better in the hands of Wizards of the Coast, or would you say Nintendo is doing a good job with how Pokemon is going thus far? You know, I think Nintendo Pokemon, it's basically Pokemon doing their own thing, is doing a pretty good job. I really enjoy the old cards. Don't get me wrong, all the vintage stuff. That's what I grew up with. But I think they're doing a good job with the recent stuff. I think they've definitely Ringaroo and a Mongoose. I think they've definitely upped their game when it comes to the TCG. They kind of added a little more, I think, depth and maybe a little more complexity to it in a good way. I think when it comes to the collecting side, they've done a good job as well. I mean, a lot of these like full art cards are just absolutely beautiful. The artwork, there's just a lot more. I think a lot more to the Pokemon universe when it comes to cards and whatnot with these more modern sets. And so, yeah, I don't know if Wizards of the Coast would be doing a better job or not, but I think Pokemon is doing a good job on its own. All right. Can you think of a time where you almost quit the hobby? Excuse me. Yeah, I actually did basically quit. I think like most 90s kids around the time I was, okay, last pack. Can we get some last pack magic? When I was like 11 or 12, I stopped collecting. I think I actually stopped collecting maybe cards before then. But I didn't really do anything Pokemon related after that, other than playing the games. I had Blue version and I had Crystal version, and I played that probably until I lost my Game Boy when I was like 16. Even though low key, I was not letting anyone know that I was still playing Pokemon. Like it was nerdy. It was not the cool thing to do. And so, I still enjoyed it. I still loved it. Like deep down, I just didn't really do much with it because it wasn't it cool. But yeah, I'm so glad that I got back into it because it's been so much fun. Just so glad that that it's still around. It's just so fun doing this also with my daughter. Like there are not a lot of things that you can say that you enjoyed as a child that now your own child is also enjoying. And so that's really cool for me. Out of your social group, are you the most knowledgeable when it comes to Pokemon? Hey, we got something Incineroar V. All right, this was not too bad of a box. We got some Vs. We got three Vs. Where are you? Here we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. There definitely are worse boxes that you can get. But to answer the last question, out of your social group, are you the most knowledgeable when it comes to Pokemon? As far as like high school friends that I still keep in contact with, co-workers, people I might see in church, I mean, probably, I would definitely, actually, not even probably, definitely out of more my immediate social group, more people that I see on a day-to-day basis or week-to-week basis. But as far as like online, ever since getting back into it, I've made a whole lot more friends in the hobby who are into Pokemon, both who play it, who collect it, who invest in it, who sell it. And so I'm definitely not the most knowledgeable out of them. And I would definitely consider them part of my social group. But yeah, as far as anyone who physically lives nearby me, who I might see on a day-to-day basis, I'm definitely the most knowledgeable. And so that probably makes me the most nerdy, but hey, I'm having tons of fun and I'm making a little bit of money and we're having a good time. And hopefully you guys are having a good time. But yeah, that's all the questions that we got today. If you guys enjoy these Q&A questions, this Q&A video, let me know. Maybe we'll have to do more of these in the future. And hopefully that was, good for you guys, that you guys got some value from that. And yeah, we will catch you guys later. Thanks again for joining us, or joining me.